her party. The two sides have governed separately since Hamas, which won elections in 2006, ousted Fatah from Gaza in 2007. However, Israel is worried. It says it will not deal with a Palestinian government backed by Hamas, which is sworn to Israel's destruction. Israel suspended crisis-hit peace talks with the Palestinians in April in response to the announcement of the reconciliation deal. Hamas, which is designated a terrorist organization by Israel and other countries, opposes the peace talks, though President Abbas said the new government will abide by previous agreements.
The formation of a Palestinian unity government faced a last-minute hitch on Monday, June the 2nd, jeopardizing the long-awaited reconciliation deal between President Mahmoud Abbas and the Islamist group Hamas. However, Abbas did manage to sign the reconciliation deal with Hamas on Monday morning, but only after the last-minute dispute threatened to derail proceedings. Hamas announced that it will not support the government because of a decision by Abbas to scrap the Ministry of Prisoner Affairs and replace it with a committee that will fall outside the control of the cabinet. The prisoners minister deals with Palestinians held in Israeli jails. Palestinians view the detainees as freedom fighters, while Israel denounces them as terrorists. There are still unresolved issues regarding the formation of a Palestinian government. A unilateral announcement of a government will make it a non-unity government. Take two. A unilateral announcement of a government will make it a non-unity government, and we in Hamas reject the announcement and deem it useless. We ask Fatah to go back to the unity deal and solve the rest of the issues. Officials close to Abbas said the new administration, made up of technocrats and academics whose names had previously been approved by Hamas, would be sworn in regardless of the latest row. Residents in Gaza are waiting for the announcement of the unity government. We look forward to this government as a caretaker government until the elections, which will make things clear. We hope that the formation of a unity government will succeed. This is a national demand, and they should resolve this agreement and seek what is good for the people. People are really tired. We are tired in Gaza. A Palestinian official said Abbas wanted to close the prison ministry to secure continued Western funds for the government, with some international donors warning they would not support an administration that finances Palestinians jailed in Israel. Abbas, who heads the mainstream Fatah movement, had said the new 17-member cabinet would be comprised of unaffiliated ministers and that it would strive to pursue peace despite Hamas' refusal to accept coexistence with Israel. Israel has urged the United States and Europe to shun any unity government supported by Hamas, which does not recognize Israel's rights to exist and has not renounced violence, regardless of whether the prisoners' ministry survives.
India's welcomed the new state of Telangana, becoming the 29th in the country. This happened when the southern state of Andhra Pradesh formally split into two, with this northern area carved out to create a new state called, of course, Telangana.
People celebrated, setting off firecrackers and danced in the streets of Hyderabad city in southern Andhra Pradesh state late on Sunday evening, June the 1st, on the eve of the formal birth of India's 29th state, Telangana. Indian lawmakers passed a bill to create the country's 29th state early this year, despite mayhem in parliament, as opponents made a futile last attempt to stop the upper house. Chairman of an activist group, Telangana Joint Action Committee, said it was a historic moment.
We are very happy. It has been a very long struggle and a collective effort. And after so many sacrifices, finally we have achieved Telangana. This is a very important event in the history of Telangana.
Demands that the southern region be made a separate state have existed almost as long as independent India. People gathered at Gun Park, a memorial for people who died in the fight for a state of Telangana. The new state will have a population of around 35 million people across 10 districts, accounting for 17 seats in parliament. Supporters say the Telangana economic development has been neglected in favor of the richer and more powerful coastal region, that a new state is the only solution.
Well, back here in Africa, UK-based charity Freedom from Torture has released a report revealing that security officials routinely raped women in prisons in the DR Congo. It said the rapes had been used to stop the women speaking about politics, human rights, and in some cases, rape itself. Freedom from Torture said medical reports of 34 women showed many of them had been brutally gang raped. In the reports, one woman named as Faith said security force members raided her home in early 2013 after she organized an anti-rape protest in the western province of Basse Congo. DR Congo is often dubbed the rape capital of the world, with rights groups saying that rape and sexual violence have become a weapon of war since conflict broke out in the early 1990s. Police in Kenya have been trying to disperse angry rioters protesting the killing of 2 clerics authorities say belong to Al-Shabaab. The incident happened in Mandera town, just close to the border with Somalia. Protesters insist the clerics were well-known religious figures and had nothing to do with Al-Shabaab. Several Muslim clerics accused of links to Al-Shabaab have been shot dead in the coastal town of Mombasa in recent years. The residents said the 2 clerics were shot dead as they emerged from a mosque where they had been praying. Oh, here's one for the road, or for the skies. A new feat has been recorded in science as a solar-powered plane that will be taken on an around-the-world journey in 2015 has made its inaugural flight. The Solar Impulse 2 vehicle lifted off from Payerne Airfield in Switzerland just after 3:35 GMT, returning 2 hours later. It is a larger, upgraded version of the aircraft that flew across America last year, with adventurers Bertrand Piccard and André Boschberg at the controls. For this maiden flight, test pilot Marcus Schedel was in the cockpit. Schedel reported some early vibrations, but overall, the mission outcome appeared very positive. The carbon fiber aircraft has a huge wingspan, which at 72 meters is wider than a Boeing 747 jet, and yet the vehicle weighs only 2.3 tons.
Worked so hard to get it in the air, to get it ready in time, and now we found out that everything works as expected. So of course we have to do more testing, but it's a good start, and I'm looking forward to fly the airplane the next time.
That's the first airplane ever which has an unlimited endurance. It can fly day and night, can fly a week, can fly a month, and for this it uses the sun, and only the sun, in fact, to propel the airplane. That's the only source of energy, collecting every day enough to fly through the day, enough to store it, to fly through the night, and be able to continue the following day. So that's on the technology side, that's something very new.
We expect from the governments more political courage to put more ambitious energy programs in their policy. We can today save half of the world's energy with new technologies, clean technologies, and we have to do it. It's not enough to demonstrate it on a solar airplane. We need people who follow this step, but on the ground.
Following the steps on the ground and looking up to the sky, the future is here. And that's the world today. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Do stay tuned. Sports News is up next.